right, get shitiated. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance getting notifications. We go live or drop video. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about Errol says Canelo Alvarez is the pound for pound king because he got the most money. Baby, he got his own money. Lisa, you did it this time. The man got his own money. When I say he got his own money, the boy's got his own money. Money. Coming to America, by the way, for y'all don't know the original one. I don't know what that shit was they dropped, but yeah. And we're gonna talk about Charlo, Munguia, and Bud and Spence update. If you've seen the short, I already gave an update on the short or whatever. So don't forget we on TikTok now, Goodfella TV. I gotta add it to the link tree. And hopefully I get to it today or in the morning. So but yeah, man, we up in this thing, man. We gonna talk about Charlo, Munguia. We're gonna talk about Spencer Crawford update. So hold your horses on that. But yeah, let's talk about Charlo, Munguia real quick. Now Munguia fighting Derevchenko. I said that a while ago that he possibly could fight Derevchenko. Yeah, that's who he could be fighting, man. So June 10th, he fighting Derevchenko in Ontario, California, at the Toyota Center. So apparently they targeting a Charlo fight for September now. Charlo said he was on the horn with or phone with Demetrius Andrade, and they talked about possibly fighting each other. He said he'd go right into that type of fight. Now I told y'all, rumor going around that Showtime don't want to deal with Charlo no more, no bullshit ass fights. Now apparently the word going around the street that Derevchenko is not Derevchenko, but Saluki is fighting on Showbox. That's probably because they owe Saluki a fight contractually since this Charlo fight fell apart. So that's just my best guess, and that's the date that they gave him. All right, so to continue to go after that, so I don't know if Charlo gonna take a tune up. I know Carlos Adames called him a coward or whatever. I don't know if he's gonna fight Demetrius Andrade. I don't know if him and Munguia gonna fight at a tune-up. Is it gonna be for a belt? Honestly, I don't know. Okay, so but I mean, obviously it's a fight that should have happened last year. They were still in negotiations, and then all of a sudden, PBC turned around and they little announcement show and announced that Jermall Charlo was going to fight what's the kid's name? Saluki. And then he magically got hurt, which nobody really believed that he really got hurt. Nobody really believed that shit, but yeah, nobody really believed that he got hurt or nothing like that, but they said he did. So yeah, they pulled out from the Munguia thing. It was over. The Zone wanted to be a part of the fight. In my opinion, Munguia the A side. Charlo ain't fought in forever. So yeah, Munguia fill up stadiums and stuff, and they talking about doing it in September, or whatever the situation is. Munguia was talking about fighting Dimitri Bivol. We knew that wasn't kind of coming off at all. Hold on real quick. Yeah, we knew that wasn't coming off at all. But I mean, shit, it's a good September fight. I don't know if they're gonna try to take the Cinco de Mayo day from Canelo Alvarez by doing that. Shout out to Ricky 245. So I don't know if that's the that's the plan, to take the date from Canelo Alvarez, or another September date. You say September, they're probably trying to take that Mexican Independence Day from Canelo Alvarez. That'd be my best guess. But yeah, I said Munguia Charlo. It's a good fight. I assume they both probably gonna have fights before that. So yeah, I assume they both gonna have fights before that, and Charlo need Munguia more than Munguia need Charlo, to be honest, because Munguia sell tickets. Munguia is the draw, even though Munguia ain't got no belt. Munguia is the draw. And right now, Showtime tired of Charlo playing four corners trying to wait for Canelo Alvarez. You know, they sit there and they say nothing but great things about Canelo Alvarez and bash other black fighters and kiss Canelo Alvarez ass, hoping that he get him an opportunity of hitting the lottery. I say this, bro. I don't want to see nobody fight Canelo Alvarez that's trying to kiss his ass for a fight. I don't want to see it. Cause I don't think you really gonna try to go in there and try to knock his block off, Brock. I don't believe you're gonna try to go in there and knock his block off for real. All these niggas trying to pillow talk and kiss Canelo ass to try to get a fight, man. I don't want to see that shit, nigga. I want to see a nigga smack him upside his fucking head and talk that shit to him. Remember, Arizona Lara snatched the mic from him. That's how he got the fight. But then they never let anybody. They never let anybody else. They never let nobody else get close to Canelo Alvarez at the press conference after that. You know, he was with Golden Boy back then, so you know they never let nobody else get close to Canelo after that. But like I said, if Charlo can win this fight can put him back on the map. You know, but if they're gonna wait, you know, until September, to have Charlo get back in the ring, man, if Munguia can't beat him coming off that layoff, Munguia ain't gonna never beat him. Real talk. Munguia ain't gonna never beat him. Real talk. So Munguia fighting in June 10th, Derbychenko, and with Charlo, we don't know what's next. He said he got a fight date coming up. You ask people at PBC, he don't have a fight date coming up, or you ask around town, he really don't have a fight date. So I don't know what's what, but you know, if he go right into Demetrius Andrade fight, I got a lot of respect for him going right into that fight. But apparently they tired of him tuning up and they want him to have a big fight. Apparently fans tired of Munguia not fighting real competition. He ducked the Genovic fight, which, you know, I don't think anybody understood that. They making Genovic out to be something that he really ain't. So I really didn't understand the whole thing with Genovic, but I mean it is what it is. But you know, I mean, if he can't beat Munguia, you know, the backlash that he gonna face is gonna be epic. But yeah, they trying to make that fight. It's probably gonna be somewhere in Texas. Yeah, it's probably gonna be somewhere in Texas. So if I was a bet man, it'll probably be somewhere in Texas or somewhere in Southern California or something. Shit, Munguia might make that motherfucker come. Munguia might make that motherfucker come to Mexico. Real talk. So yeah, it could be. He said I'd rather see Andrade and Charlo, even though it's 5 years too late. He might have to do both of them, because it don't sound like they want him to do a tune up or nothing like that. It sounds like he got to get in there versus a top fighter. So we'll see, man. I don't mind seeing either one of them. The Munguia fight will probably be financially more lucrative for him. You know, the Andrade fight, I mean, obviously that fight going to take place north of 160 pounds. So if he do lose, he's still going to have his belt. You know, but unless they're going to allow him to do a tune-up. That nigga tune-up might be on Fight TV, dog, from what they're saying. Sound like Showtime don't want no parts of him. And ultimately, he's always maintained that he doesn't pick his fight. So ultimately, that's Al Heyman fault for whoever picking this man fights to put him in a bad standing. They're trying to preserve him for a Canelo Alvarez fight, and now the network don't. Zolife A13 salute. Now the network possibly don't want shit to do with him. And now he done got this stigma, you know, where, you know, people saying, well, Jermall the one that really went all the smoke, and he the scary Charlo brother. Al, if it's truly true that Al Heyman out here, picking their fights for him and making them look like this, man, he ain't got nobody to blame but Al Heyman. Unfortunately, he ain't got nobody to blame but Al. So, I don't know the interest level in Munguia and Charlo, but I think the interest level will be high in the Mexican community for that fight. They're going to want it back in blood after what happened to Ryan Garcia. And, excuse me, if Charlo don't take another fight before then, I just feel like if Munguia can't beat him at that point, he might as well go sit next to Ryan Garcia and retire. If you can't beat Charlo coming off, that'll be like almost 600 and some days. They're talking about 600 days, like sometime last month. So you probably thinking 30, 60, 90. So you talk about damn near 700 days. But if he go into the Munguia fight in September, so as long as Derevchenko don't upset the apple cart, and that we know Derevchenko on the wrong side, of his peak, he's older, so he's not really a threat at this point. But Munguia, Charlo, September. If Charlo waits to September, man, Charlo need to get a release then from Al Heyman. And them Charlo twins' birthday coming up, ain't they? I believe their birthday coming up. Yeah, May. Hold on. They don't have their birthday on Wikipedia, unfortunately, but let's see. So they don't have their birthday on Box Rec neither. I think it's like May something. So them motherfuckers probably be like 33, 34 pretty soon. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, let's go to Crawford and Spence real quick. So you can see my short on YouTube or TikTok. So apparently I got some intel on what's going on, man. I don't feel like keep making videos. I was like, man, I just squeeze this in the live stream real quick. So apparently somebody told me it's set July 22nd. They're going to fight. I got to confirm today it's going to be in Las Vegas. I heard from around Vegas that if it is going to be in Vegas, it's going to be at the MGM Grand. Now, they were told me the T-Mobile Arena or in Dallas. And, also the interesting thing about it is, too, I heard that May 20th, the weekend or the day of Lomachenko and Devin Haney, that you could get a formal announcement or some type of announcement. So that's just what I heard. May 20th is when you kind of could hear an announcement for this fight. So I don't know if they're going to use the fact that Devin Haney and Top Rank and Lomachenko going to have all the media in town in Vegas, and they're going to announce it in Vegas. So I'm not sure. But May 20th is a date to look out for. They could officially announce the fight. So it's been some things said that Errol Spence can't fight in Vegas for his eye. I had other people speculate why he refused to fight in Vegas. Like I said, it's just speculation. So he'll finally fight in Vegas as the main event versus Terence Crawford. And, I had somebody call down to the venue. One person said, it's going to be at the T-Mobile. Called right back. Said that the fight ain't gonna be on none of the MGM Grand's properties. That's the MGM Grand. That's, I think, T-Mobile, a lot of different properties. But somebody did say it's gonna be at T-Mobile. Somebody else said if they do have it, it's gonna be at the MGM Grand. So, it's gonna be somewhere in Vegas, July 22nd. There was some videos of Errol Spence training where that motherfucker looked like a heavyweight. So, he gonna have a fat cameraman at this point. If they are announcing it come May 20th, just July 20th if they form it, and they know when they fighting. That'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 weeks. About 9 weeks, and at the end of the day, Vegas in the middle of the summer. So yes, I heard it's locked in. So that's what I can say. It's locked in. May 20th, you could get a formal announcement. It make kind of sense since if Haney and Lomachenko gonna have a media in there and they're gonna be there. So hey, I don't know what other PBC fights they got coming up where they can announce it, unless they just do like a press conference they did for the Ugas fight. But then again, that was Dallas. So when he can report that's what's being said, so Errol Spence shut a lot of people up fighting in Las Vegas and put that rumor about his odd arrest and how they won't let him clear. My thing is California State Athletic Commission, I think they strict too. The New York State Athletic Commission might be the strictest, but they strict too. So he fought in Southern California, so I don't know. But I also heard Alexis Rocha is going to be on the undercard as well too, so he could be, lined up for a vacant belt or for a title shot after the fight. So, like I continue to say, man, he went from June 17th, where Steve Espinoza said that wasn't a respectable date, to July 22nd. So we'll see. Next thing you know, you blink, it's September 22nd. Next thing you know, you blink, it's September, not never. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna fight on Thanksgiving or Christmas or some shit like that? So, I mean, it is what it is. They fight, they fight. They don't, they don't. I don't get the whole wave of announcing shit 8 weeks out, less than 8 weeks out, but apparently they got all the data and all the research on, how much it's going to sell, what it's going to do, what it's not going to do. But, some people, sending videos and pictures around Errol Spence, and you look kind of heavy. Terence Crawford pointed out last time, he said, they was close to making a fight last year. Terence Crawford pointed out, said, boy, you wasn't even in the gym. You wasn't even no type of shape. So, now, apparently right now, some videos going around and pictures going around that he ain't, he was just the fight. He didn't like he was in no shape. So, I mean, I don't know what to believe. 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks from now, it look like he about to have a fat camp. Seeing like Crawford, out there running and training and staying in shape and stuff. And, some people think Errol Spence selling his O. I don't know. If I'm going to sell the O, I'm going to go sell it to Canelo Alvarez to get the biggest bag. So he could be walking around bigger to have an advantage come fight night in the ring. So it just, this Roberto Duran was famous for that, eating a lot, cutting down, and still kind of having that physical strength when he cut down from gaining that weight. So it is a science to it. I know he got with that D. Clint Welsh guy, and the guy, his whole thing is said Errol Spence wouldn't have to use a sauna suit. They was gonna drop the weight the right way, and I ain't seen Errol Spence had that much pop on his shots in years. And apparently that strength and conditioning guy, and also he a boxing coach. I think he do mixed martial arts as well too. He Errol Spence followed his nutrition plan and his workout plan, and it worked to the T. So I think he's worked with a few other fighters around the way too, some MMA guys as well too. So I mean, he looked really good, man, in that Ugas fight as far as turning over his shots. And you got some people saying that since the car accident, he can't take a shot no more and all that. So he had an opportunity to put that to bed. But right now, some pictures going around, man, that motherfucker look like a heavyweight right now. And that's that Dallas summer coming, so that weight to melt off like butter. But the thing about it is a lot of these guys don't continue to get better because they're not active and they having fat camps. They training camps is focusing on cutting weight. It's not focusing on honing skills. It's focusing on cutting weight instead of you supposed to be getting better and working on just finer points, working on things to clean up, working on techniques, working on development. These guys, even when they hitting the bag and they doing the mitts, it's about burning calories and cutting weight. Give me 1 second, y'all. Take some out the oven. My bad. My bad. But yeah, they camps focus on cutting weight. And then you hear these stories about guys beating people ass and sparring and shit. That tell part of the story. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sparring and I'm worried about conditioning and cutting weight. I'm worried about cutting weight. Of course you beat my ass, motherfucker. I'm 30, 40, fucking 50 pounds overweight. and I gotta cut this shit in 10 weeks. That's why you gotta take sparring for a grain of salt, not just because of the bigger gloves and the headgear. Physically, you don't know, especially today, you don't know where these fighters at. You know what I'm saying? Physically, you can say, well, I stopped the heavyweight in sparring. Motherfucker, you is a heavyweight. Nigga, you 200 pounds trying to cut down to 147, 140, 60, 50 pounds. Nigga, you is a heavyweight. You know? So that, you know, and it's hard to stay in shape in between fights. That's like it's the equivalent of this, bro. Especially when you don't have no activity level. It's the equivalent of summer. It's the equivalent of summer. And you like, well, you know what? I'm gonna give these kids, you know, some summer pamphlets if they get bored to hone their skills. What happened when you had kids come back from summer vacation? Them motherfuckers don't remember nothing from last year. Unless some type of kids went to summer school or some summer tutoring. It's the same thing in boxing. If they ain't fighting, you know what I'm saying? They ain't staying in the gym. They ain't sparring the way they supposed to spar. And a lot of these niggas ain't watching their nutrition the way they supposed to watch their nutrition either. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's the same as sending kids to summer camp. I mean, sending kids out for the summer. These niggas ain't doing no homework for real. These niggas ain't jogging around the block. These niggas ain't, you know, these niggas eating crab legs and motherfucking fried calamari. These niggas eating pork chops and hog maws and shit. These dudes ain't doing no true diligence while they outside the gym. Trust me. Terence, Crawford, Jermall, Charlo, they are anomalies. And then some of the other guys just naturally, they naturally around that weight. Or they naturally small. You know what I'm saying? So when so you talking about niggas talking about, I dropped him in sparring. You don't know where niggas at physically in sparring because they fight once a year, if that. So that shit crazy. So I don't really get into the whole sparring thing or whatever. A lot of times it mean a whole bunch of bullshit. But you know, they go ahead and fight. That'll be a nice treat in the summertime. It'll be a real nice treat. It'll be a good event. I'm not sure at this point it's gonna outsell Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia because they did tremendous numbers. And obviously, you know, Floyd Mayweather, De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis did their job. So I definitely will we will be buying this one. Now, as I said in the past, there's also another rumor going around there that this fight won't include the pay-per-view companies. As this fight is exclusively going to be available through purchase through Showtime. So you only can purchase this through Showtime, and that will mean that they will keep 45% of the pot. Because 45% goes to the cable companies or the satellite companies, and part of their job is to run promos and promote the fight. 10% goes to the network that's hosting it, which is Showtime, and other 45% of the pay-per-view pot go to the promoter. Which Timothy Bradley explained that he got $5 on every pay-per-view sold for $50. So that's what, 10%. So the fighters splitting, for the sound like to me, the fighters splitting 20% if the pay-per-view split is 50-50. So if they getting 10% a piece, and they fighting for $80, if that's the pot, they get $8 every pay-per-view being sold. You know what I'm saying? What is if it's $85? What is that? Probably what, $8.50 or some shit like that. Whatever the fuck, I ain't about to do that, man. But if it's like about $77, $88 and some change there, so every unit being moved, that's $8. That's $7. Every pay-per-view being sold, and he also said that the numbers that they go by. The paper they just tell them what numbers it is, so they don't have it's basically the faith test. So Al Heyman and them can say, well, you only sold 500,000 pay-per-views or 700,000 pay-per-views. Here go your back end money after 150 or 200,000 sold pay-per-views. So they got to break even. They got to reach a certain point. I think after 150 or 200,000, Then they start getting that money on the pay-per-view dollar. Motherfuckers say, well, you know, they sold 1 million pay-per-views, so they get to split all that money. Bro, anybody that know how business work, bro, no, it don't work like that. Everybody got to get paid, bro. And the person that's paying out and telling you the numbers, he making the most fucking money. So yeah, so if they taking 20% of the 45 that the promoter keep, the promoter keeping 25, or the person that's running the event keeping 25%. Now then again, you get gate too. They get about 3% on the gate. You know, they might sell some t-shirts there or whatever. The gate is always greater in Las Vegas, because you got resort fees and all that other bullshit that come with it. So yeah, everybody thinking like, you know, the real money is in ownership. You like, what can you own on the fight, CJ? TV rights. Al Heyman probably walking away with TV rights and that 25%. So the fighters fight for 10%, you know, so $8, say it's $80. They fight for $8 a pay-per-view head. Shit, he getting 25%. Because he probably paying like Tom Brown or whoever promoting it, he probably paying them motherfuckers a flat fee. I'm not gonna get into what I heard how you treat promoters. I'm good on that, because this could turn into a 2-3 hour show. And how they be using and abusing local promoters and shit. So he getting a quarter of the money. So that motherfucker getting 8 times over 3 times. He getting $8 3 times over on each move. He doing that 3 times over again. Motherfucker getting like over almost $25 what about $25 a pay-per-view flip? So every time a unit move, that's 25 in his pocket, unless he's splitting it with somebody. And then you own the television rights. That's butter pie right there, my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I got TV rights. They getting 3% of the gate. How much of the gate the motherfucker that's running it getting? I don't know. Shit, they getting 3% a piece, 6, let's say 5 on a good day, 10% of that. Where the other 90% going? That's what Floyd Mayweather was doing. Floyd Mayweather was, if you look at this Mayweather promotion site, they got 24/7 rights. That motherfucker got TV rights. That's what they don't tell you. A lot of his money is coming from, you know, ownership. You know what I'm saying? He getting a lot of money. He getting a lot of that pay-per-view money, a lot of the gate money, a lot of the ownership. All the mother fighters ain't getting that. That's why Top Rank is so, you know, they was thinking about selling to the Zone a few years ago, right before the pandemic. The Zone was in talks with BT Sports, which I think ESPN might own that. I could be wrong, Walt Disney. And they was in talks to buy the Zone. And the Zone's in talks about Top Rank. The majority stake. And the great thing about what make Top Rank so valuable is they vault. The vault of how many fights they own. Gotta think about the fighters they promoted. You know, Bob Arum had Muhammad Ali. He said that him and Marvin Hagler was just on a fight-by-fight basis. They never had a contract. I think he might say Thomas Hearns too, or something like that. Has Sugar Ray Leonard, all them dudes. If you go ESPN Plus, the majority of their fights is in that vault. Oscar owns some of them fights too. That's why you go on the Zone. You see the Mayweather fights and Canelo fights. Oscar got ownership of them fights as well too. That's why Oscar is probably so valuable to the Zone. Eddie Hearn don't have no classics like that amongst America. Oscar do. And Bob Arum created his own competition. And, you know, you hear Regis Progress, even though Eddie Hearn said nothing is official about Regis Progress going over the Matchroom, but also Regis Progress is launching Rougarou Promotions. Eddie Hearn showing these dudes how to run promotional companies. Bob Arum ain't going to show you how to run no promotional company. He ain't going to show you the game at all. And that's one of the reasons why Devin Haney ain't gonna stay over there. He ain't gonna want to co-promote with Devin Haney. And talking about co-promotion, before I move on to the entree of this live stream, Errol Spence talking about Canelo. Another little tidbit here too. You see these fighters like, you know, Tank has GTD Promotions, whatever the fuck it's called, Man Down. A lot of that shit is an extra revenue source, And also, if I'm willing to bet, a lot of that shit is probably a tax write-off. They got these fake promotional companies. Only one that got real fighters in their promotional company is Errol Spence with Frank Martin. And I think a few of his close homeboys. He's the only one that actually he the one that actually got fighters to actually fight. A lot of that shit is just probably a loophole to write shit off. Guarantee you that shit. I guarantee you a lot of that shit is just a loophole for write-offs and an extra source of revenue. Because they saying they got promotional companies, you know what I'm saying, and they ain't got no fighters. So that's something to kind of chew on for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, that is what it is. That is what it is, but I only can tell you what I'm hearing. I only can tell you what I'm hearing, bro. So I mean, you can take it and run with it. You can take it and not run with it. I did tell y'all Jaime was supposed to be fighting Derevchenko, I believe. So, but yeah, let's move on. I'll read some comments in a second. Yeah, you know, these days flying by. I got keys coming from overseas. Cost a nigga 200 G's. I'm a street commando, Nino, for example. He said, my girl said I need a raise. How long will she last? You ain't lying, dog. May 19th. Oh, that's his birthday. Okay, yeah, their birthday coming up. Come on, man. Bitches be stuck on me, but fuck with you. I do. Run them like first and long. But I already told her, I don't care what you talking about. Tyrese was going on. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You just gotta wait and see. The fifth date, the book being the fifth. You mean a fucking 55th? Shit, you look at Errol Spence, the motherfuckers might not be fighting till December 22nd, 704 Joe Johnson. Errol about to get his ass. Errol gonna win, but Bud a negative. People saying Errol gonna Bud a negative 140 something ain't adding up. I mean, Vegas knows, you know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's, you know, who knows? Until Bud fight is not happy. Bud said, man, Bud ain't got no control to say shit. That's why Errol Spence, when they asked him at the tank fight, he said it's a reason why he ain't saying nothing. Them niggas got a gag order on them niggas not to say nothing. I'm telling you, I already know what it is. Kofi, what's going on? It's a gag order on them niggas, bro. It's a gag order. Al Heyman, the motherfucker move like the mob, bro. Bernardo, salute. Sugar Short, what's going on? See, our boy Sauce Gardner was at the next game with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, them motherfuckers, man. I saw I turn that shit off last night. I knew the Heat was gonna lose. I ain't watched the whole ass Laker game either, but I did see Jordan Poole shoot that shot. And a lot of people got mad at him. I said that bitch was wide open. I see Steph got mad. You know, I got a hunch that everybody going with Draymond that's gonna get traded. Henry, what's going on? Everybody going with Draymond's gonna get traded, but I think it's gonna be a couple guys gonna move up out of there, bro. I think it's gonna have to boil down with Jordan Poole. It's gonna be Draymond, Jordan Poole, or Klay Thompson. And I was, you know, I didn't watch that shot real quick in totality. I just seen a clip of it. I mean, it was 5 seconds left after he shot that shot, but it was a good look. I agree with Tyrese Haliburton. I mean, shit, that's what the motherfuckers do there. They was down by 3, right? I could be wrong. I just seen the clip on Bleacher Report. He shot that bitch. You know, but hey, you know, I don't think he want to be there. And I don't think it's just because of the punch neither. And you got to think about these guys' mindset, bro. You know, he want to start. You know what I'm saying? He want to start and be able to hit incentives and be an all-star. So they got a decision to make, bro. They got a decision to make. Klay, Draymond, Jordan Poole. 2 of them got to be gone. Most people's mind, Draymond already gone. So Jordan Poole to Klay, somebody got to go. You know, with the shot, I didn't think it was bad. I seen Steph Curry reaction to him shooting it. You know, like I said, I don't think highly either one of those teams at this point. Uh, they both all, like I said, with Denver, bro. Denver need to go for the jugular. Whenever next time they play, they need to go for the jugular. Get Phoenix the fuck up out of there. Rest, and they shouldn't have no problem with nobody that's left in the West. And that's just, I know it ain't that way with the refs. They shouldn't have no problem with nobody left that's in their way, bro. Denver healthy, they deep, they talented, and Jokic start fucking going into kill mode. They don't do it this year, bro. I don't think it's gonna be done under Mike Malone. They've been one of the best teams in the West. They've been that. It's just been injuries. It's just been injuries for them, bro. So at this point, it's do or die. Now Boston coaching they're not focused, bro. Ime Udoka not there. You got a rookie head coach that's not making the proper movements. Jaylen Brown already said he don't want to be there, so it's kind of going back to the Kyrie era there. And Jaylen Brown, you can listen to what Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady was talking about. Penny and Shaq too. Everybody want to go be the fucking man, bro. Nobody want to put their egos aside and shit. Ask Stephon Marbury, Tracy McGrady, Shaq and Penny Hardaway. Kobe Bryant was crying for a minute when Shaq left. Niggas need to get out the mindset before I talk about this Canelo shit. Oh, I want to be the man and do it by myself, bro. We stronger together, bro. Today's NBA, this low management and shit, man, we stronger together. Tatum and Brown need to work that shit. And you got niggas say, oh, Brown way better than Tatum. He need to get away and shit. Man, they better. They greater together. They're greater together. Stop perpetuating that bullshit. That's what they want to do. And I don't give a fuck about Boston. I like both of them as individual players, but, man, and it's probably going, that's kind of what happened with EPMD and shit. Instead of talking it out, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got misunderstood, and one of the best rap duos broke up over some niggas in their ear. And instead of sitting down in uncomfortable conversations, man, that we gotta have, you gotta be comfortable having an uncomfortable conversation, because one day you're gonna have a seat where you gotta explain shit to them anyway. One day you gotta be at work, you're gonna have to have that uncomfortable conversation. And then Jaylen Brown want to go, I'm gonna be the man or whatever, man. Man, I wouldn't do that. When Jimmy Butler had somebody to run with, them motherfuckers will win the championship easy right now. You're gonna go back and say, oh man, if we would have stayed together, it could have worked. All right, whatever. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter just said that on the Knucklehead podcast. Tracy McGrady said it. Penny and Shaq said it in they 30 for 30. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It's crazy, man. But Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound, and the sport says Errol Spence. I'm definitely on the wrong page, I'm scrolling like a motherfucker on the wrong tab. So he says, he pound for pound. He made $200 million last year. He definitely pound for pound. I like watching Canelo, said Errol Spence to ES News. The pound for pound stuff is cool, and being a Hall of Famer is great, but you want to get that your money first, because 90% of them boxers in the Hall of Fame are probably broke, said Errol Spence. So you heard what Errol Spence said. He said that, since he got the most money, he pound for pound number one. And like I said, I don't knock nobody for how they calculate they pound for pound list, nigga. We ain't adding up numbers, we ain't dividing fractions, common denominators, shit like that. This is what he going on. He trying to get in Canelo draws. and PBC guys on that, them black fighters at PBC ain't got nothing bad to say about Canelo Alvarez. They might have some bad things to say about each other. They might have some bad things to say about deflation, inflation. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles and Cowboys, they ain't got nothing never bad to say about Canelo Alvarez. They had dogged the shit out of another black fighter. They had dogged the shit out of another PBC fighter. But, man, them niggas come to Canelo Alvarez, man, they spit shine them freckles on that nigga face. Taste like candy. You know what I'm saying? And, just let you know kind of what they measure. They measure themselves by. They measure themselves on money. And thanks to Mayweather, that's what make you pound for pound. And I tell you, popularity, it plays a part in the pound for pound list, but it can't be greater than who asked you to whoop. And who done whooped your ass? Name me the last pound for pound fighter that lost the fight 12 zip. I don't give a fuck what the scorecard say. Mayweather 12 zip that ass. That nigga was passing the fucking controller. Pass the bone, kid. Pass the bone. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. Oh man, that motherfucker had to pass them sticks. Them niggas like, man, get that Xbox controller or that PlayStation controller up, nigga. Shit, that motherfucker ain't even now, so I beat this shit on my own. That motherfucker that nigga got Twitter. Beaver came in that motherfucker and, you know, wax the flow, wax on, wax off, Donatello. That nigga Beaver came in that motherfucker, started waxing his ass. Beaver beat him 9-3. Don't care what the scorecard say. And this the nigga they say pound for pound, a nigga that went through a whole fight and didn't win a round, went through another fight and only won 3 rounds. Shit, you could have made a case it was 10-2 around that bitch. This motherfucker had been dog walked from the window to the wall. All ski. All goddamn. This nigga got his ass whoop. That motherfucker done got, man, and this nigga done lost more rounds than anybody in the sport of boxing. He'd have more questionable fights, more debatable decisions, more close and questionable fights than any pound for pound king that I done seen. Right? This motherfucker done got 12 zipped in the fight. I ain't never remember seeing nobody get 12 zipped. Knocked out, maybe, cool. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker got 12 zipped by old man. Then niggas claim he got better after that. Had a debatable. Some people think he had 2 debatables with Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? Then he turned around and he go on some type of UK white boy diet. He beat Rocky Fielding, beat Callum Smith, beat Billy Joe Saunders, beat Caleb Plant. This motherfucker go on a 2% diet, a milk diet and shit. This nigga go. He went to the wrong Russian liquor store, went to go pick Beevil. Then this motherfucker talking about, you know, he can do this and that. He was injured. This nigga about to wait a whole year to get back in the ring with him. How the fuck that's your pound for pound king? You know what I'm saying? And he said 90% of the boxers in the Hall of Fame are broke about money. Most of them niggas that made more money than you. So what that tell you? Even without inflation, like I said in my video, I got to talk about this. Sugar Ray Leonard made $10 million. Was probably making $10 million fighting on NBC. This before pay-per-view. He was the original golden boy. The original golden child, the first golden child in boxing was Sugar Ray Leonard. They to tell you he took it from 15 rounds to 12 rounds. He was the first golden child in boxing. Not Oscar De La Hoya, not Muhammad Ali. He was Sugar Ray Leonard. He was making $10 million on a regular TV fight. He was making that type of money. So what that tell you, 90% of boxers, he said, in the Hall of Fame broke, they had it. Evander Holyfield had it. He had way too many cars in his driveway. I got boats, I got planes, nigga, I'm paid. Nigga, he had that. Rick Ross bought his estate, bro. Had a lot of kids, too. Rick Ross said he saved money by going to cut his own grass in the state. They said Holyfield spent $1 million a year just on cutting his grass. See how niggas will tell you a story like them niggas ain't make no money. Roy cut the middleman out, was plugged right in with Showtime, with HBO. Oscar De La Hoya made millions and millions and millions. Mike Tyson made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Holyfield made a ton of money too. It ain't that you make the money, it's what you do with the money. It's somebody out here right now that's financially more stable than most of these pro fighters and pro athletes. That nigga had $10 million. How he go broke? You got taxes. Oh, I ain't paying enough taxes. You go buy a big ass house like Holyfield. You got to maintain the house. You buy the fish tank. You got to maintain the fish tank. What the fuck I need with a $100 million mansion for what? Unless you're gonna move your family in, her family in. What I need that for? Best thing a nigga can do is get a nice little condo somewhere where niggas can't where you got a gated community. What the fuck I need a big ass house for? For what? I gotta pay to heat that motherfucker. Remember on the Boondocks where Thug Nipsey had to turn the water off the slide and L's on the slide? God damn it, motherfucker, who turned the water off? You gotta pay for all the water. You gotta pay to maintain the house. It makes no sense. Then if you're gonna have his or her family in that motherfucker, who working? They leeching. Rick Ross said, you know what, man, I showed my mom and my sisters how to get money. They ain't asked me money in years. You show them how to invest their money and get businesses and real estate so they flow and never stop, so they can get their own thing. You don't hand niggas money. You show them how to invest. Most of these fighters that he talking about, like them niggas just never touched millions, hundreds of millions, some of them. Holyfield have made like $400-500 fucking million just like Mike Tyson. That's what they want to tell you. Even without inflation, that's still a lot of, with inflation, that's still a lot of money. That just lets you know you can lose it, bro. Divorces, child support, taxes, tricking off, buying jewelry and all that bullshit. Canelo got livestock, nigga. That nigga got horses and shit. Tax write-off. That nigga probably baling hay. Not only a tax write-off, that's a $1 billion fucking industry probably. Hey. You know what I'm saying? First thing niggas go do before they even get a check in the NFL, they get advance from the agent. What you know is everybody had on fucking chain, fucking earrings, fucking jewelry. You in a hole before you even get a fucking check. That agent ain't just lending you that money without interest on the money. It's interest on the money. You know, you talking about you giving money to guys where a lot of people say boxers aren't educated. Fuck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, James Brown said only had a 7th grade education, but he had street smarts. Sam Cooke had business smarts, street smarts. Ray Charles had street smarts, business smart. Couldn't see though. A lot of these niggas ain't got no financial literacy, bro. If somebody that's punching the clock right now is in a better position than most of these fighters right now. They got benefits. Fighters ain't got no benefits. They got a pension or 401k. Some of these motherfuckers got their money invested into the stock market. Some of these guys in the real estate. Some of these guys that bought their car, so they ain't got to worry about, you know, paying a car note on the car. They paid for the car. They got life insurance through the job. They got personal life insurance. They got whole life insurance. A lot of these niggas ain't got none of that set up. A lot of these niggas go to the doctor, they got to pay for it out their fucking pocket. So, to me, it's to say all that, it's irrelevant to talk about how much money they got in the Hall of Fame. 90% broke. A lot of athletes go broke after they retire. When that main cash flow stopped, ain't nobody tell them how to invest their money. I was listening to the George Foreman interview he did with Brandon Marshall and Deshaun Jackson. Great addition by putting Deshaun Jackson in there. He can get rid of LaShawn McCoy, ass, to be honest. LaShawn McCoy just corny. I hate to say that about him, great running back. But yeah, George Foreman said he had to end up coming back. He was never gonna box again because he trusted people with his money, and they did him dirty. Steve Harvey just talked about it, how his wife and his tax people did him dirty. Tyler Perry just fired his whole accounting staff after they found out. I think he found out that the IRS owed him $5 million. Most of these niggas ain't having these people that's controlling their money doing audits. If you work in a company that sells shit or like Kmart or whatever, Walmart, they do counts. They do cycle counts and audits of inventory. You have to. You have to. So, you know, if you an athlete, why you ain't doing audits? In reality, you should be doing them bitches every quarter. Every quarter. You should be auditing your account, auditing your cash. Where this go this? So you asking, you know, that's like if you take one of us who ain't never had that amount of money coming fresh out of high school, how can you manage a motherfucker to manage that, bro? I ain't never worked a job to manage to pay a light bill, to manage to pay a car note, to manage to pay the insurance on a car note, to know what the property taxes is, what to maintain. These dudes get that money. First thing they go do, buy their mama a house or buy a big ass house or something like that. It's like, okay, you in the hole. Look at Shaq. He said, I got my money, I bought my dad, my stepdad a Benz, I bought a Benz, and I didn't have nothing left. Like, here Travis Kelce, the interview with Shannon Sharp, say, man, at some point I was so broke, I was ducking and hiding from the landlord, and this nigga was in the NFL. It ain't about getting the money. Everybody can get money. Everybody can get money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go out there and make money. You go break a bitch's heart and make some money. You come up with an idea and make some money. But the true balls and grit and glue of that is how many different ways you're making money. Do you understand the money? Do you understand ownership? There's no other way to last except for if you own something. What's the quickest way you can own something right now? Go buy stock. Go learn the best of stock. If you don't understand stock, buy index, get into index funds. Get into index funds, bro. Simple. They manage themselves. You can reinvest the dividends, the whole nine. All them boxers that's not in that most of them boxers that have been in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna say post 1980s, everything 80s and that, they made a lot of fucking money. Inflation hurt. Having one main revenue of money, Muhammad Ali had to sell his name. That's when Muhammad retired with money. He sold his name. He literally sold his name. That's why he retired with money. So when they say, well, you know, legacy ain't shit. Yeah, it is. Mike Tyson was dead, bro. Mike Tyson was able to get back on top after he retired because he had the name. Your legacy is your brand name. Your brand, you know, your brand is great. Rihanna, you know, she was able to become a billionaire because of her brand. The music industry, them motherfuckers don't make no money. Because once you get in the industry, you sell everything. Unless you know where everything going. You're selling your publishing, you're selling your royalties. You don't get that back 20 years. You're waiting on royalty checks. Now they getting in the 360 deal, they getting the PCO show money now. Show money used to be your money. And you probably, well, how do artists go into debt? Easily. When you do a show and they say, hey, go 20 grand for a show. You want to take the taxes out an hour later? Motherfuckers say, just give me 20 grand. I'll worry about it later. Instead of taking that 5 grand out, 7 grand out, walking with 13, walking with 15, whatever it is, and walking away with it, you know, dumbass took the whole 20 grand and now you owe it. With interest a lot of times. So you know, him kind of saying like, oh man, the money matters. So it's people that made way more than $200 million in boxing. And they fucking broke. Well, Holyfield Tyson was almost $500 million in the 90s, early 2000s. That's how much they fucking made. And it's all gone. So if you don't know how to manage it, you don't know financial literacy, how to make money work for you, and you got people around you that you can't trust that's fucking with your money, you're not auditing them, it's easy you can go broke. Easily you can go. So that to me, that argument is irrelevant to say, oh, because he made the most money, he pound for pound. Popularity goes into that. But popularity is no more than I'll say at the most 25% that make up the pound for pound requirement. 50% of that pot of meat is who asked you to whoop. Bare minimum, half the pie is the resume. Everything else, belts, accolades that go into belts and popularity, money, all that shit, then you know, that can make up some of the other half of the pot. Moving up in weight. All that kind of factors into that. Eye tests and style points and all that. All that kind of then make up the other 50% of it, you know? But you know, he got his opinion. And PBC is forever gonna be, Black Fighters gonna forever kiss Canelo Alvarez's ass. And they gonna continue to have ill will for other black fighters. I'm telling you that. Yeah, the same reason people say Jay-Z's the GOAT because he got the most money, which is totally wrong and fucking stupid. Exactly. You know, dude, just because you got the most money, does that make you a real nigga, bro? Does that make you a person of integrity? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that might make people, you know, want to be around you, be cool, but they ain't around you because you a thorough person. They ain't around you because they like you. It's like I said before, man. It's what people don't. This is the deepest shit you probably gonna hear all day, and it's the simplest shit. All right, I'm gonna talk about this one day, right? You notice how money can keep a woman around you? Think about that for money can keep a woman around you, right? But money can't keep a nigga for a woman. A woman can't leverage money to keep a man around. Your average man is not gonna let a woman leverage her for money. Think about that for a minute. A money can keep a woman around you as a man. It's gonna keep her around you. But for a woman, no matter how much money she got, it can't keep a nigga around her. It can't, it can keep him around. He can dog her out, fuck around on her, all types of shit. Right? And she can deal with it if she want to, but it's not gonna naturally keep him around. Think about that. Just think about that dynamic between a man and a woman. Just think about that example. Think about that example for a minute. You have a lot of successful women that say, the chick Ebony K say, I don't want to date this bus driver. I want to date a guy that if he owns the bus and all that shit, right? That bitch lonely as hell. It's some nigga that don't own the bus that's smacking them cheeks right now. That she embarrassed to show to the world. That's coming through the back door when it's dark outside. Maybe some young nigga that ain't even in college or got nothing going on. Right? Yeah, money can keep a nigga come on hit it real quick, but it ain't gonna make a nigga act right. Money make a bitch act right. You can tell a bitch to bark like hop on one leg like Eddie Murphy did in Coming to America. And that should tell you a lot about women. Men actually love when you fall in love as a man, which I would never recommend falling in love. You men love. They generally care about you. That love of women, that shit ain't love. Shit temporary, bro. A lot of times it's temporary. Do so now, salute. Spence still trying to get the Canelo check. Yeah, I ain't mad at him. Man, when Spence fight, man, I don't know. Laughing, salute. Salute. Alarm killer, salute. He said music artists only make money touring. Not even that. They taking some of that show money now. That Megan Thee Stallion Carl Crawford case, they taking some of that show money. So they not even keeping the show money no more. The 360 deal's getting the cut of the show money now. Which to me is criminal. To me, what's criminal is guys, people still going into these rooms and people still going into these rooms and signing these contracts without people reading over the contract. Motherfuckers say, here go $1 million to sign. You don't even know what you're signing. And you don't even know what all this information out here, you don't even know they recouping that. They got to recoup that $1 million they just gave you. So that $1 million, man, and you go buy a chain and buy a house and buy some cars and blow it, they got to recoup that money. They got to recoup that money. They got to recoup that money. So if I got some money, they give me a bunch of money that I know they got to get back. Why not go invest the money into something that's going to make me more money? And all this information is out here, bro. You hear so many different stories about people getting taken advantage of by their teams and all this shit. And it's just like niggas just keep doing the same dumbass shit. Okay, happen to me. All right, whatever. Travis Bryan, salute. You can't happen to me. Y'all any questions I can answer real quick. All these stories out here, bro. All these stories out here. And people still making the same ass mistakes. Same mistakes, but no questions, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This will be on a podcast sometime in the morning, bro. But peace.